Hey everybody, welcome to this week's session. We're just doing chapter 7, trying to keep it light here because you're still doing a lot of the testing and certifications that are required from the college to complete your program and this course. So thank you for you guys getting your WMIS exam done. I think we have everybody but maybe one right now, actually. I think the other one just sent it in, so that's fantastic. Thank you for not trying to do it at the last second because many of you have had problems. So, yeah, so this week we're going to be talking about building and maintaining a customer relationship. But first, I just wanted to talk a little bit about food safe. I've been sending lots of emails around about that and notifications of announcements. The reason for that is because of the requirements with the exam and the college and writing an exam on site and the food safe exam needing to be invigilated is what they call it on in person. So it's not my choice to do it in person, but it is a requirement. So the college only has the space to hold 6 people. So I have uploaded a Google Doc because it seemed to be the quickest way for me to be able to figure out what time slot works for you. It'll be in the links with this week's video. So hopefully you open the Google Doc and you can probably use your Gmail. It seems like most of you have Gmail accounts, and type your name and student number in one of the slots. I'm hoping that we can have, good availability for different times. So we have 2 slots on October 21st, 2 on the 26th, and 2 on the 27th. And there's a morning, an afternoon, and an evening slot different days. So something should be able to work with your schedules. I know you guys, a lot of you are probably working really hard with other jobs. So the exam, it cannot take more than 1 hour. You will time out after 1 hour. So you need to make sure you don't show up for the exam late. Okay. So you will need to be there probably about 10 minutes before your exam time. You'll arrive at the college and I'll give you the computer lab room number, and you'll need to stay 6 feet away from each other, okay, when you're on campus. As well, I believe you'll need a mask. Let me just check the plan the college has given us, a safety plan. Oh, that one won't open. Where's the safety plan? Yeah, so you'll have physical distance of 6 feet away. The computer desks will be spaced out safely. The desks and chairs will be sanitized in between sessions, and yeah, it doesn't actually say that we'll need a mask, so I'll let you guys know in the next week if you are required to wear one or not. So that would be great if we didn't have to, right? Yeah, so that's the food safe. It's going to be the week after next, October 21st starting, and then the week after that. So if you can get it in on the 21st and get it done, that would be great. Otherwise, it'll be the following week. So I purposely have your workloads for the course quite small these last few weeks because of the extra exams that you need to write. I understand that it takes lots of studying and work for those of you that don't already have it. So we're just doing 1 chapter a week, trying to keep the questions pretty minimal. The videos I've been recording are 15 minutes long, and I think you've got 2, maybe 3 videos, mostly 2, and that's 30 minutes a week of actual lecture that you're doing. So you should have lots of time, considering you should have 3 hours a week in the classroom to finish some of the other stuff within kind of that 3-hour time frame, and then kind of account for those exams as extra work, as your homework kind of thing. So that's why I'm purposely keeping it a little bit on the smaller side, and today is no exception to that. So we're going to just do 1 chapter, and we're going to do 2 or 3 questions that you'll have to fill in at the end. So I'm actually going to attach the questions as a separate document this time, just because the way that people are returning them to me is all over the place. Some of you are typing 2 sentences in an email. Some are doing it in a chat in Moodle. Some of you are, I don't even know. It's hard to keep track of when everything comes with different methods. So I will attach the homework in a separate box in this week's lecture section in Moodle. Trying to figure all this online stuff out. Hopefully everybody's understanding it pretty well. All right, let's move on to the first case study. Are they calling it a case study? Yes, I believe so. Wine for Dudes. This sounds like a pretty interesting company, one I hadn't heard of before, and was quite excited to hear about some of the things they're doing. They really believe that the customer is king. They have a full service website, quarterly newsletter. They're really big into social networking. They have a very active Facebook page, I think it said, where they can communicate with their customers, and customers can communicate to other customers, and it works really well for them. They have these quiz challenge and whatnot. So the personal relationship with customers is what sets them apart from the other companies. They accommodate individual needs as well as do custom group tours. So they really encourage repeat customers. They sell merchandise as gifts. They have Dude Dollars where you can use them for your next trips, and they have kind of a motto where they, wine heals all wounds. So they keep it light. They try to give out bottles of wine when something didn't go well, or, whatever they feel that they need to correct for a customer. They often can do it right, instantly and give them a bottle of wine and hope that it helps the situation. So the basis for a lot of this chapter is relationship marketing. It's a form of marketing that attracts customers, retains them, and enhances their satisfaction. I think the name kind of speaks for itself. It's a less expensive to attract repeat customers than to try to get new customers. So companies, when they're using relationship marketing, it helps them to have huge increase in profits. Their repeat customers generate twice as much gross income as new customers. Actually, one of the homework questions this week is, why are retained customers more profitable to companies? It costs them less to retain them, and it also they also make more money off of them because they tend to spend more money. So they enhance customer satisfaction includes, nurturing individual relationships, making customers feel unique, making customers feel singled out for attention, and loyalty programs. So those are some of the things that companies do in order to have that relationship marketing within their company. So there's a great model in the textbook of the customer relationship management model. So it doesn't just start from the end where you have a idea to implement a relationship marketing program and you used one from another company. It doesn't work that way. Every company is going to be different. Every company needs to analyze their database or construct a database if they don't already have one. I sure hope everyone in the travel industry has a database. They need to look at transactions, at customer contacts, other descriptive information, and response to marketing stimuli. So you want to know where these customers came from. Step 2 is an analysis. You're going to define the segments and understand consumer behavior. And then step 3, this is a really important one that I think is sometimes overlooked, is customer selection. What customers to target? If you're trying to target a customer who's one-off, not spending a lot of money, looking for a really low value product or room or experience, they're really not the customers that you probably want to focus on if they're not your main customers. There's a number of examples later on in the textbook. I don't think it's in this part, but there was an example of the Thomas Cook travel agency where they had a look at the different customers that they have and the value they bring to the company. And when they realized that the one-off customers looking for one flight going somewhere super cheap were not their target market, and they didn't want to spend a lot of time with them, they added a service fee to it. So they would be more profitable helping them, but that they would also maybe detract them from being a continuous customer, right? Step 4 is I'm supposed to say customer targeting, not customer. Customer targeting. that's where you actually target that demographic or market that you're going after. And then your implementation. You're implementing your new relationship marketing plan or scheme or whatever word you want to use. Every company should have this strategy in order to follow through on using this model. So there's different levels of retention. Sorry, I'm saying a lot today. There are 4 different levels of retention. The level 1 is the financial bond, or how you're tied to the customer financially. You're looking at different pricing strategies, bundling, cross-selling, volume and frequency rewards. They talk in the text about how sometimes rewards aren't always direct dollar for dollar what they're spending, but the value of what they're buying. If they're buying something that's maybe more profitable for a company, they're going to get more rewards. Level 2 is social bonds. Those relationships we've talked about over the last few chapters, very important to a business. And then level 3 is some of these customized bonds, where you're creating, custom programs or custom, things to help your clients feel like you're reaching out to them individually, and not to, everybody else all at once. So while it does talk about mass customization in there, it also talks about, creating this relationship with the customer, making them feel like they're, important to you, as well as anticipation and innovation. And then level 4, this is the tough one, level 4. This is your structural bond. This is, coming up with something that really ties that customer to you. It talks about a joint investment, where they're buying something that maybe an example for that would be like a, what are they called? Oh my goodness, the name just escaped me. The timeshares, where they're investing in a hotel. They're buying a week of that hotel or that, company or building or whichever it is for, a week, a year. There's some kind of bond there. Loyalty programs, we talked a little bit about that last week in our, in the research side of things, the importance of market research. The loyalty programs, they're super common in hospitality and tourism. They've grown tremendously. It says that 13.1% more people have had a loyalty members from 2014 to 2015. So over a 10% growth in a year for the number of people in their loyalty program. So that's massive. Companies are realizing that creating these systems that get people to want to come back again and again adds a lot of value to their customer base. Customized rewards programs are growing. Coalition model is also more common. Airlines, frequent flyer rewards, highest fare holders, elite status customers, all very beneficial to companies in order to, create that relationship with clients, to have them want to come back and use you again and again. Restaurants, we're seeing a lot of rewards cards as well as non-financial incentives. So, this one talks about jump the line perk, but there's probably some other ones like birthday desserts and things like that I can think of as a part of a loyalty thing for different hotels. I'm going to stop the first one here because I'm at 14 minutes roughly, and I'll pick up with a second video in a moment.